Hey love, welcome back to my channel. I am Pauline if you are new here, and on this channel I talk about all things locks, beauty, and wellness. So we're gonna jump right into it. On today's video, I am talking about slippage throughout your locks, slippage at the root of your locks, the middle or shaft of your locks, or the ends of your locks. Because I'm using a mannequin for my demo on this video, things might look slightly different, but for the most part, everything will look somewhat the same. You will get the idea of what I'm talking about. Of course, on every head, slippage might look slightly different, more or less, or, more obvious than others. And so what is slippage? Slippage is pretty much when your locks unravel or becomes loose. It can happen at any point of your locks. There are many reasons why one may experience slippage in their locks. It could be improper technique usage, product usage, moisture in the hair. If you cut your locks, your ends are now open, that can create slippage. If you color your hair, that can open your locks and create slippage. First example is a lock that is completely tightened to the scalp. No issues, it's done, neat, and good to go. Next example is a lock with regular new growth and has not been tightened in about 4 to 6 weeks, depending on someone's hair growth. Most people's hair will grow about half an inch in 4 to 6 weeks or a month's time. So that's pretty much what someone needing a retightening in 4 to 6 weeks, that's pretty much what the amount of new growth, that's pretty much what that will look like. And of course, if you take in biotin or any other hair growth remedies or hair growth oils or whatever, that will skew the results. So that's pretty much what a complete lock looks like with no slippage or any issues. It's straight, even, no issues at all. The next example is showing slippage at the root. Now, for some of you who go a really long time without a retightening, this might just look like a bunch of new growth for some of you guys. But if you're at your regular 4 to 6 weeks retightening schedule and your hair is looking like this next to the other one that is, about half an inch of new growth, this will be considered slippage at the root. If you are on schedule and you're experiencing this, this is slippage at the root of your hair. And I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. So sometimes you will, you see your normal new growth and then next to it is your hair looking like this. So when you see it like that, you're experiencing slippage. Now, some loctation might have just skipped a lock or missed that lock. So not all the time when you see that is a slippage. It could be that lock was missed. It didn't get tightened along with the others. So now instead of 4 to 6 weeks new growth, it's looking more like 8 to 12 weeks new growth. And hopefully your consultant or loctician will catch it at the next appointment. Next example is slippage in the middle or in the shaft of your lock. So this is an example of where the hair opens up or loosen up in the middle. The tension is not there anymore, but the root is still locked and the tips is still locked and the tension loosened in the middle. Depending on your hair texture, the tension may look different. So for someone with a tighter curl pattern, you may not see slippage as much as someone with a looser curl pattern, and it might not be as obvious. But if you take your fingers and slide them along your lock, wherever you feel some softness, that will let you know that, oh, I might have some slippage in that area. Or it could sometimes be a hole in your lock. If it feels firm, but there's still a hole, that means that person went in that rotation one too many times, creating a hole in the lock. All right, last example is slippage at the end of your lock. So everything is fine up until, you might have your locks might be tightened for a couple of inches, and then you get to the end and it's all loose. Now, when you get your install, if you're interlocking to start your locks, the first inch or less will be open. That's normal and that's common. But after you shampoo your hair and do whatever you have to do, if you work out or whatever it is, sweat in your sleep, if moisture gets to it or different things happen creating slippage, that will unravel, and now you end up with hair that's loose now from the lock. So those are the three scenarios of where you can pretty much expect to see slippage in your locks. Slippage are mostly common when your locks are new. So when you're in your new lock phase, you may see slippage. Slippage is also common with someone with a looser curl pattern, someone with a 3B, 3C, 4A type hair. So this is pretty common with that type of hair. If your locks are mature, you should not be experiencing any type of slippage. However, things do happen. If you trimmed or cut your hair, the ends may open up depending on your curl pattern. The ends may open up. And if it does open up, some will open up more than others. Also, if you end up bleaching your hair before your locks are mature, you may experience some slippage in your locks as well. So, or even just coloring with regular color, you may experience slippage in your locks if you color before it's time. But mostly if you're bleaching, it will definitely, because bleach is chemical, it will loosen your curl pattern, will cause your hair to slip as well. And that's for people whose locks aren't really ready for color, but you're jumping the guns anyway. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do you fix slippage? How can I fix that? One, you can try to prevent slippage from happening by following the instructions of your loctician, okay? Two, if you are a DIYer, you maintain your own locks at home or whatever, one of the easiest way to fix slippage, especially slippage on the ends, is to two-strand twist the ends or braid the ends. That is the easiest way you can kind of fix it and help it as you go along your journey, okay? If you are a loctician, I'm sure you know other ways to fix it. But if you're doing it at home, you're doing it yourself and maintaining it yourself, braiding or two-strand twist the ends to help. Now, there are other techniques that you can use to fix slippage. If you are a loctician and you need more information, I am happy to provide more information. You can schedule a consultation or schedule a one-on-one coaching, and I can go ahead and in more detail elaborate on the different ways that you can fix slippage at the shaft, middle, or at the ends. If you are a DIYer and would like more information, all of this is covered in my self-retightening class. The self-retightening class, we talk about lock care, lock repairs, whether it's slippage, holes, bunching, whatever it is. All of that stuff is covered in the DIY class, the self-retightening class for people who are maintaining their own locks. I will also give this other tip. If you are a DIYer doing your own locks and you have 3C, 4A type hair and you have loose ends, I would say go ahead and braid the loose ends versus doing a two-strand twist, because the braid is going to give you more of a secure hold than a two-strand twist. Someone with 4C, they can do a two-strand twist and it will hold a lot better. They won't have to worry about the locks unraveling with the two-strand twist. But if you have a loose curl pattern, go ahead and do the braid. Okay, so here's an example of one of my clients. Her locks are mature. Her locks was about bra strap length. It was getting too long, so she wanted to cut them. So we went ahead and cut it to shoulder length. It has grown a lot since then, but we cut it to shoulder length. And so because of that, her ends opened up. So, but she is a 4C, like a 4B, 4C hair. Her curl pattern is a little bit tighter, so her slippage doesn't look as bad, although the ends opened up and she has some slippage. Is not as bad because of her tighter curl pattern, and her hair is going to pretty much lock in that way. And when it does lock, it won't be as bulky or bunchy for those of you who are familiar with bunching. This is another client. She has been locked for a while. She has gone a while without her retightening, and she also have had some slippage. So this is what it looks like with excessive slippage. The ends are pretty much locked, but she has slippage all the way down to the root, and she hadn't had a retightening for a while. But I wanted to show you guys this example because when you're fixing slippage, the lock in itself, once you've done put in that new lock, it is going to look like new baby locks. See an example right here? It just looks like new baby lock. It's skinnier. It is not as poofy, or it doesn't have a lot of body as when your hair is currently mature. So you can see on the ends, the locks are a little bit thicker on the ends, but the part that we did is skinny. So one thing to keep in mind when you have slippage and you fix it, it is going to be skinnier, and you have to allow time for that lock itself to mature, because right now it is considered new baby locks, if that makes sense. But eventually, all the slippage that we fix, the part that is new, it is going to eventually swell and start looking more like the ends. But it's just going to go through that process all over again, which is the swelling process and the maturing process and all of that. So that's something to keep in mind when you're dealing with slippage, or if you have a lock that comes completely out and you put it back in, it is going to look like locks from day one. Well, that's it for slippage. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I'm happy to help. And as you guys know, if you need more help, I offer mentorship. I do one-on-one coaching. I have lock classes. If you are a DIYer, I love to help you get started on your journey or to keep maintaining your journey. So all of this will be linked in the description if you need additional help. But I hope you guys enjoyed this session about slippage, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. Have a great day. Bye.